This video is sponsored by Whale Street. Whale Street is the DeFi engine that powers NFT economics at a massive scale. It engineered B20, the largest ever NFT bundle containing 20 Beeple NFTs, fractionalizing it into the B20 token. The B20 buyout bundle option is now live. Anyone with 5% of the overall supply of B20 tokens can now bid to buy the entire bundle. Check it all out at b20.metaverse.fund. Thanks for the sponsorship. Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So today I'm looking at this DeFi dApp based around NFTs. So NFTs, the hot new thing. I'm laughing because we've been dealing with NFTs for the last 3 years or so, but everyone's caught up with us. So NFTs are the next hot thing. What's interesting about this is it is the finance side of it. So what NFTfi is trying to do is allow people to use their NFTs as collateral. So there's a few different projects doing a similar thing. This is clearly because some NFTs at least are worth a lot of have a lot of value attached to them. But there may not be a lot of liquidity, which means that there may be not many people who with the the value, the crypto, or the intention of buying that sort of stuff. Particularly at the top end, we've seen some million dollars being changing hands for some of these very high end art NFTs or crypto punks, this sort of thing. And the other thing is, if you bought one of those, you may not want to sell it. Actually, you may kind of go, I spent $1 million on this crypto punk, and I love it. I want to keep it forever, sort of thing. But obviously, you've spent $1 million on it, at least in terms of ETH or something, which are tokens you don't have anymore. So wouldn't it be a useful thing if you could actually use that that expensive thing you've bought as collateral? Collateral just means you're basically saying to someone, "Can you lend me some money? And if I don't pay you back, effectively you're gonna take my the collateral." So in this case, an NFT. In a sense, kind of a mortgage for a house is a similar sort of thing where the collateral is sort of the house, and if you don't pay back the bank takes your house away from you and sells it. So that's kind of how a mortgage works. So we're seeing this going on to NFTs. Now, is that going to work? Well, obviously, if you have something that's worth $1 million and everyone knows you spent $1 million on it, then that's kind of easy. If you go, I want to borrow, I don't know, maybe $500,000 on the basis of something that's clearly worth $1 million, people will go, yeah, that's fine. You'll still pay an interest rate on that. So someone might say, yeah, I'll give you $500,000 loan, but you pay 10% interest rate on that. And if you don't pay me back, I'm going to take your $1 million NFT. So that's kind of sort of how it works. The problem is that I guess more at the bottom end, and I guess the wider problem is how you bring together people who want to borrow money and people who want to lend them money. So NFTfi is a first attempt at doing that. I'm not saying it's an incredibly successful attempt, but it does seem to be working, at least for a certain type of NFT. So I've just logged into it. It is this is what it looks like. So I've attached my Ethereum wallet, so we can see here all of the very expensive NFTs that I've got in this wallet. I'm being sarcastic. So what have I got in this wallet? I've got a pretty random selection of stuff. I've got some of these meme NFT cards. I've got some 17 My Crypto Heroes, because I like My Crypto Heroes. These funny little characters. I've got a bit of land here from League of Kingdoms. I've got some Formula F1 Delta Time components. I've got some random things for some random events and sort of games that I played a long time ago. Sandbox land there. I've got what else? Anything interesting? A 0x universe planet. I don't think that's going to be worth very much anymore. Anyway, it's a whole bunch of stuff I've got, none of which is worth very much. So probably unlikely I can get a loan out on this. So maybe let's go and have a look and see what other people are doing. The one thing to point out here is you can see there's only at the moment this only supports certain categories. So it's saying it's looking like they're saying I've got 73 NFTs that it doesn't list, so I can't use those even if they were valuable. So the only categories I've got that it will allow me to use as collateral are these three here. So let's go into lend. So this could be if I've got loads of, I don't have any DAI at all, but if I had loads of DAI, then I might want to earn some extra interest by offering someone a loan. So these are these are all NFTs that other people have put in as collateral. So we can see here all the different categories, that we have. There's like a ton of these. As someone actually put in the Beeple one. I can't believe they've done that. Interesting. Okay. So we have the most things we have are these Ethereum name service NFTs. So basically a sort of URL. A lot of Axie Infinity, some Gods Unchained, some domains, rareable artwork, CryptoKitties, super rare artwork, CryptoPunks. Let's go and look at CryptoPunks. I know a little bit about that. Okay, so here we've got some CryptoPunks. And we all know CryptoPunks are super rare. So the current cheapest CryptoPunk you can buy is about $35,000, I think. It goes up and down a little bit, but basically the cheapest one is $35,000, and the most expensive ones have sold for like over $1 million. So you have to know a little bit about CryptoPunks to know which ones are the most valuable and which ones aren't. None of these are particularly valuable. I don't think that one probably is fairly valuable. I mean, these ones are actually, yeah, they're fairly valuable. But there's no super rare ones. So let's have a look at this one here. So we can see here this person has locked in their CryptoPunk, which is a pink female with a hat and sunglasses. So fairly rare. We can kind of actually, it's quite easy to there's lots of sources where you can value CryptoPunks. People have done work into how you value CryptoPunk. So what this person wants, they've set up what they want. Their desired terms are they want 40,000 DAI. So they want to borrow $40,000 against their CryptoPunk, and they want to repay it over 90 days. So if I had 40,000 DAI just sitting around, I could say, yeah, that's fine. I could give them they want it in DAI, or I could probably do the same amount in wrap teeth. So I could say, I mean, I haven't got the money, so it won't work. So I could go, yeah, 40,000, that's fine, and I want you to repay me. I want you to repay me over 90 days. That's 3 months. 10% will be 40,000, and that's a third. So remember to do the maths now. I've lost it in my head. I would say 40,000, 4,000. So if I was generous, I would say, okay, pay me back 41,000 DAI. So basically, I'd be getting $1,000, and they'd be paying me effectively $1,000 in interest over that period of time. Obviously, I can't do it because I haven't got any DAI, but that's kind of how it would work. Or I could go, oh, I can't lend you. I've only got 30,000, so I'll put in an offer. I can't meet your terms. But let's say I'll offer you 30,000, and you pay me 5,000 DAI interest and make an offer. So there's, you can obviously just, it's like a sort of bid almost. These are the terms for which they want the loan. You could just immediately go, yeah, that's fine, and fill it all in, or you could kind of counter bid if you wanted to. And you can see here it works out an APY. So that's kind of that's how it works. We can see here this is the total stats. So what are people actually loaning against? So we can actually see there's not. This is in ETH, I guess. Is this ETH? It must be ETH. So we can see here that CryptoKitties are the biggest. So there's 217 ETH has been loaned against CryptoKitties, CryptoVoxels. So the ones that people have been loaning against are ones where there's a very clear value structure. People know about CryptoVoxels, autoglyphs, wrapped CryptoPunks, Axie Infinity. The biggest loans have been Decentraland and a 32 ETH for a CryptoKitty, 31 ETH for a wrapped CryptoPunk. So there is starting to be some sort of volume there. So there's about almost 1,000 ETH. What's 1,000 ETH? That's almost $1 million. That's well over almost $2 million. So over $1 million has been loaned out. We can see here this person has loaned out almost 100 ETH. So they've done almost 10% of this total themselves. Actually, these two, actually they're quite a lot. So these are quite high. And this person has borrowed, this wallet has borrowed 84 ETH. And it's just like so it's like a peer-to-peer kind of loan system, but you're using NFTs as the collateral. And I guess what's interesting here is that they basically people are having to do their own valuations. So despite being a sort of a central interface to allow people to do this, NFTfi are not really, doesn't look like they're giving guidance into what value should be. So that's a bit of a problem, because you need to have a lot of value if you're lending. You need to have good NFTs if you're borrowing, and both sides also need to have good information about what a good price is, and they sort of have to come to a negotiated agreement on that. One of the things like a platform or an interface like this could do to value add would be to provide some guidelines. So basically, what would be nice, obviously, if I could come in here and it would say, your most valuable NFT is this one, and we think it's worth this much ETH. And if you want to, you could, we think you could get a loan of this for it. So kind of helping you kind of through it. Obviously, in the final scenario, what you'd actually want is like a robot system that basically would allow people just to tokenize against the whole thing. So they would come up with a token. They would have the collateral to sort of create these loans themselves, rather than it being individuals. You could have like big liquidity pools loaning against this. I guess that will happen in the long term. So there'll be like an auto system where I could click a button, it would go, your entire wallet is worth 10 ETH. You can get a loan of 5 ETH, and you pay 10% on it over 3 months. And you just click a button, and all this goes into escrow, and then they just kind of mint you get your DAI straight away, and then the process continues sort of automatically in the background. So this is very much a first step. It's a bit clunky, but it's interesting, and this is the sort of thing that blockchain can do that's impossible to do if you don't have a blockchain, because these are assets that no one knows. And particularly if you're doing the robot stuff, it could be interesting that supposing my Newton my crypto hero NFT suddenly becomes super valuable, and actually that becomes worth double what it was worth before, or even 10 times worth before. Then potentially because I've got that in as a collateral to a loan, the system would automatically know this one's become super valuable, so I can actually now take out a higher loan, and it would allow me to do that, which is kind of a similar thing that you can kind of do with things like Aave and Compound. If the value of your collateral increases, you can then take out more. Obviously, the downside is you have to be wary of liquidation. Liquidation is when the value of the collateral drops for some reason, and then that means sometimes your loan, you have more loan, you've borrowed more money than your collateral is worth, and they have to stop that situation happening. And if it does happen, basically you lose all your collateral, which goes to pay off the loan. So that with borrowing and lending, there are these clear kind of risk factors. So yeah, obviously be aware of those sort of things, and if you lock something into a collateral compound, then so that you don't pay it back, you've lost it, and it could be things outside your control in terms of the value. For example, with the CryptoPunks, if suddenly someone found a massive bug in the contract, and the value of CryptoPunks sort of went down to zero, which is unlikely but kind of possible, I suppose. Then if you've taken out a massive loan based on your CryptoPunk, then you'd be screwed. Anyway, it's all interesting stuff. It's all early days, and it's worth investigating in a careful manner, of course. Thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World, investigating this brand new world, whatever, new wave world, whatever we want to call it, of blockchain and gaming. If you like this stuff, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.